Hiya, hello. My name is Sven Usman and I love being an archaeologist, and you should too. Archaeology is the only discipline to study all of human history in all of its different facets over the last 3 million years. At UWA Archaeology, we offer a comprehensive undergraduate and postgraduate program, not just of learning, but of peer support and interest in the world. If you have a look at our course offering over there, you can see that at each of the undergraduate years, there are 3 of them if you're taking it as a major, we combine units that have theoretical learning and practical application. So we have field schools, we have forensic units, you even get to make your own ancient artifact replica. All of those are very useful when you're going into the job market, and I'll talk about that in a second. Before then, just have a look at the website over there for details on registering for our units, and importantly our Facebook site, which is very active and gives us student projects and all the latest and greatest of what's happening in the fast-moving field of archaeology in the world around us. In the world, being as it is today, very uncertain, you'd be thinking of careers and jobs. It's not just enough to do something out of interest. Well, archaeology, we understand that. And if I change my background over here, I can show you what those skills are. There we go. We're very organized in archaeology. We have the Archaeology Skills Passport. So the Australian Archaeological Association, of which I'm a member, of which we're all part, have gotten this together in order to quantify all of those practical skills that you learn at university, but that are not always listed on your degree. So we do that for you. And you can have a look at in these graphics next to me to see where our graduates get jobs. It's not just in universities, it's all over the show. People like employing archaeologists, both for our specific knowledge. We get archaeozoologists, archaeobotanists, rock art specialists, stone tool specialists, people who work as archaeoethnologists, all sorts of things like that. But our graduates have very important problem-solving skills. In other words, they're not freaked when something new comes about. They're able to work in groups, which is something employers really want. They're not just these brilliant individuals. In fact, most of our students, they certainly work very hard, but what's really important is they work in groups, they problem solve, and they communicate very clearly, not just through essays, through web copy, through all sorts of digital media as well. So we have the skills passport to back us all up in terms of what we do. Every 5 years, we do a survey of the discipline to see the demographics, to see where we're going. And that's what you can see in the corner over there. A little bit about more women than men are archaeology, contrary to the stereotype of big bearded men out in the bush. We have all sorts of people. We work with Indigenous partners. We work, and by the way, did you know that UWA Business School is built on a Noongar Wadjuk hot spring? It used to be a meeting place. The university is still a meeting place, and we'd love to see you there. I'm not going to say anything more because you don't need another aging, balding white guy telling you a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to hand over now to my colleagues, postgraduate students and undergraduates who will give you some other insights and perspectives. But we'd love to see you at UWA. So thank you, and over to them.
Hello everyone, my name is Yawen Xu and I come from China. Now I'm a PhD student in the Heritage Studies and Asian Studies.
Hello, I'm Martin Pohr. I'm Associate Professor of Archaeology at UWA and also currently Discipline Lead for Archaeology at UWA.
Hi, hello, my name is Anna. I'm doing a PhD at the University of Western Australia.
I currently manage the Archaeology Lab at UWA. And before I came back into this role, I was working on my PhD, and prior to that, I have 6 years worth of cultural heritage management experience working in the commercial sector in Western Australia.
I work at the University of Western Australia, where I'm based in archaeology and also in the Centre for Rock Art Research and Management.
Hi, my name is Mariangela. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Western Australia.
I'm working as a project manager and research fellow here at UWA on an ARC linkage project called Kimberley Vision. Previously, I have worked as a heritage consultant in New South Wales and the ACT, as well as briefly here in WA.
Hi, I'm Jo McDonald and I'm the Director for the Centre for Rock Art Research and Management at UWA.
What is the best thing about working in archaeology?
The best thing about working in archaeology, I know it sounds cliche, but it's the fact that no 2 days are ever the same.
The story of Australia is still to be told with archaeology, and we get to tell it. We go and travel to the most amazing places, work with the most amazing people, and really get to do work which can only be done by archaeologists in terms of telling the story of our past.
Archaeology allows you to build a bridge between past and present.
Archaeology as a discipline attracts a variety of people. People who work more at the sciencey end of academia and people at the arts end of academia as well. In addition to the fantastic communities that we get to work with across Australia and international. So it's a big global community.
Where do you work?
In Australia, I work in the Kimberley in the northwest of Western Australia.
My primary fieldwork areas are southwestern Australia and into the Midwest, sort of around Geraldton and up to the Weld Range.
Anywhere between the towns of Columbaroo, Wyndham and the Gibb River Road.
My case is in China, and I conducted a 2-month fieldwork in 2018.
In Thailand, in the Philippines, and most recently also in India.
What is your favourite UWA archaeology event or activity?
Without a doubt, the annual quiz night. The quiz night brings together undergraduate students, postgraduate students and staff. It's always fun, it can be quite silly, the prizes are excellent, the competition is fierce, it's very enjoyable.
Probably the seminars, because the seminars are a recurrent activity. They are planned each semester, every week, and they bring in speakers from Australian universities, sometimes from UWA, sometimes from other universities, but also from universities around the world.
Probably our third year field school, which we hold every year for our third year students, usually for the students who are doing the major. And basically every year we take them to a new location around either Perth or just outside of Perth. We've excavated at Fremantle Prison, at the East Perth Cemetery. We've excavated out at York, looking at colonial sites out towards York.
What is the best UWA undergraduate unit?
Without a doubt, it is historical and maritime archaeology, which I teach.
I think the Wiradjuri Rock Art Field School is probably my favourite undergraduate unit.
Of course, my own unit that I'm teaching, and that's Archae 201. That is the archaeology of human origins and symbolic thought.
I might be a little bit biased here because I helped teach it. Is probably our Australian archaeology unit.
The best UWA undergraduate unit without a doubt is Archae 2004. This is the Archaeology of Rock Art unit. Here at UWA we have the Centre for Rock Art Research and Management. So we have a really strong rock art research focus with a diverse array of staff, PhD students, honours projects and teaching into the undergraduate course as well.
Why should someone study at UWA?
We have a really great group of people at UWA that are doing archaeology, and so you can actually find a specialist for a whole range of fields, so geoarchaeology, zooarchaeology, archaeobotany, rock art studies, historical archaeology, you name it. So it's really fantastic, and that's why studying archaeology at UWA would be a really great choice.
As a Chinese student, studying abroad can offer us a good way to improve our language and communicate with international scholars. This can lay a good foundation for our future research career.
Huge libraries and a very good library system they can use, and softwares. So they have a lot of resources available here.
Archaeology at UWA has a really strong research focus.
Studying archaeology at UWA will give you an ability not just to understand who we are and where we came from and how we got to where we are today, but it'll also give you some opportunities to learn some practical skills as well, or some hands-on skills.
List jobs you could do with an archaeology degree.
Working in archaeology opens the door to many different fields.
Consultancy archaeologist.
Consultant for the film industry.
Of course, in heritage management, which is what I really want to do.
Spy.
Working in museums.
The government cultural management department.
Science journalist.
Diplomat.
Novelist.
A tourism planning company.
University academic.
Assessing video games companies, which is a well-known field at the moment called archeogaming.
You will learn that you have many different opportunities.